Welcome to Leaders of Tomorrow, 18-hour special initiative that celebrates the undying entrepreneurial spirit of micro, small and medium enterprises. On the show today, I'll bring you a quick recap of an exclusive chat I had with HCL Technologies earlier. On the show today as well, we'll bring you snippets from our last on-ground event at Ahmedabad. And on Bright Sparks tonight, we're featuring two companies, Toggleheads and MyNBBox. So that's what we have in store for you tonight. Let's get started. Now, most of our viewers get in touch with us asking our experts how to engage better with employees and increase retention. Take a leaf then from some of India's largest IT companies, which say that encouraging innovation is crucial for employee engagement and morale. Listen in to this exclusive conversation I had with Ajay Chaudhary of HCL Technologies on his views.
In the new Startup India program, they have now made it easier for smaller companies to participate. So there used to be certain preconditions that were there in government business earlier, which have now been removed under the Startup India program. So that is where the SMEs can actually start to look at participating in government business. Digital India is basically a very large program which is actually helping bring the whole country into a digital age. And inside that is sitting a large amount of business which the government will be giving out to various companies. And this is really where the opportunity lies for various SME IT companies to actually participate in developing and creating software products for Digital India.
Speaking of engaging, our most recent on-ground event was in Ahmedabad, where we had a panel of experts across banking, technology and the primary markets engaging with you, the entrepreneur. Listen into some highlights out of that event.
The MSME develops some product, but they don't know how to scale up that product or how to market that product. So they give away that product to somebody for marketing and the product they lose. Now such MSMEs, when the bankers are there, when the NS is there to give them opportunity to come to the market, but this awareness is not with the MSME. That bridge we have to bring as a chamber and association, because this type of awareness MSME is lacking. So what government should also look into that, and instead of stepping up directly into this development of these startups, they should make institutionalization. They should give their all support to education institutes so that this can be scaled up better way. Chamber and other institutes should also give them a social capital. See, financial capital may be available, but the social capital means we have large members, corporate members, and we have such MSMEs. So where the MSME wants that product to scale up, we can link them with the large scale industries or corporate industries and promote that product so that both can get together, do something.
I would like to tell you that though we are a small and medium enterprise, we run entire country's GDP. So we should go with that kind of pride when we represent our company. When we started in year 97-98, along with my other colleague Pranav, and later on other two colleagues joined, Vishal and Prerak, we decided to focus on domestic business. At the same time, nobody was focusing on the domestic business and everyone was targeting IT in overseas, especially North America and Europe region. We decided to take that risk because we have that kind of connects and that kind of ideas how to promote domestic IT in government sector. We spent our time, we invested our efforts for a couple of years. And in this journey, initial journey, we came across world leader in software industry, Microsoft, to represent their company into government sector. They were also very new in terms of India and in terms of government, and we are also new. So we took that challenge with few things in the mind, that we are an SME and we have to have some kind of identity, and without aligning with some brand name, you cannot be recognized.
The topic which has been given to me is financing MSME dreams. So when they start dreams, I need to caution myself. I need to keep this in mind, that dreams have to be of less and less statistics, of less and less technical verbiage, so I have to paint a picture for the entire MSME scenario. In this situation, just a quick recall as to how MSME came into such a wide acceptable lingo. You know, MSMED Act in 2006, that was a turning point when MSME became a very important and critical conversation point in the entire economy. Now, what MSME is, all of you know, but just a quick recall and appreciation. You have micro enterprises where plant and machinery, you have investments up to 25 lakhs, then you have small enterprises, 25 lakhs to say 5 crores, and thereafter you have medium enterprises, 5 to 25 crores. So that is the basic differentiator. Now we are all in the process of nation building. We want the nation to be strong. And as you know, for a strong nation, you require a strong economy. An economy as such is a very complex kind of thing, having all sort of constituents, starting from a small entrepreneur to a very big entrepreneur. And as they say in another context, let 1,000 flowers bloom. In one of the contexts, they used to say, let 1,000 flowers bloom. So as a banker, as a person, as a patriot of this country, I, from State Bank of India, representing that, I wish let thousands and lakhs of MSME units bloom in this country, so country becomes stronger, richer, and has a very strong international presence.
So we've all heard our Honorable Prime Minister talking about Digital India, Startup India. There is a reason why everyone's talking about digital, including the government, including our Prime Minister. One major fact is that we are now the second largest internet user base in the world. I think that's something to be very proud about. The fact that like we've beaten US in January 2016 and China is only ahead of us. And the numbers are not small. If you see that, it is 40 crore people, 1/3 of the population is now internet connected. Out of that, nearly 75%, which is 30 crores, are accessing internet through mobiles. And we are all aware of it that this month itself, Reliance Jio is coming. And we have seen what has happened when they came with monsoon, barish, and stuff. So we know that they will penetrate the market and the numbers will grow up significantly. It will not be long that we will almost be at par with China or we'll overtake them. So that is something to be very proud about. So if you see that platform, then what is happening? Your customers are moving from a different media to a digital media now. So when customers move, I think most of the business has to move around where customers are. And that's the importance of going digital. I'll give you one example, and because everyone talks about it, and that's the reason I picked this example of e-commerce. It was 25,000 crore in 2009. It is expected to cross 9 lakh crore in the year 2020. We're talking a 40-fold increase. One industry contributing to 9 lakh crores. That is huge.
If you have a company greater than 3 years old with a paid up capital of less than 25 crores, I am not putting the bottom figure. I am not telling you 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 10 lakh. The minimum is not set. The upper limit is less than 25 crores. Okay? If you have a company of this model, I have the right model for you. As simple as that. This value proposition was not available 2.5 years before. 2.5 years before, there was no such model. Only the company with a big giant, with a IPO of 100 crores plus or a 50 crores plus would dream of becoming a listed company on national stock exchange. This model has come up just 3 years before. The regulator, Security Exchange Board of India and Stock Exchange has brought in a very good value proposition for you, which will give you a lot of benefit in terms of privileges, in terms of goodwill, in terms of credibility, in terms of visibility, in terms of financial resources, in terms of mergers, what he spoke about, in terms of acquisitions, in terms of ESOP, good employees, in terms of strategic alliance, in terms of valuation. Everybody talks about valuation these days? Yeah, very much. He talked about Flipkart, you know how the valuations have gone up. The era is of a valuation, so the exchange listing will provide you the valuation thing, the market capitalization. Everything and everything comes up with SMA listing. So let's see what value proposition we have to offer. At National Stock Exchange, we have a main board where Infosys, Reliance and the bigger companies are listed. At the same time, we have an NSE Emerge SME board, NSE Emerge board, for specially designed for SME companies. There is no differential in terms of SME listing. The same members who deal with you on Reliance or Infosys will continue to deal with you on SME companies.
Let's take a break. On the other side, we'll feature toggle heads as well as my envy box. Do stay tuned. Back with us here on Leaders of Tomorrow and Bright Sparks tonight. We're featuring two companies, Toggle Heads and My Envy Box. With the rising number of social media platforms, digital engagements can make or break any brand. Creating digital properties with proper strategy since 2012 is digital agency Toggle Heads. Palami Mukhopadhyay caught up with its founders to understand what fuels ideas and creativity at the company. Listen.
With social media growing faster than the speed of light, digital marketing is taking center stage in brand building exercises. Keeping in line with the tech transformation in this nation, three childhood friends gave birth to Togglehead in 2012. We caught up with these three togglers to find out the success mantra behind this out-of-the-box startup.
Usually when brands come to us, they come to us from a tech point of view, from a business point of view, from an ROI point of view, from a creative point of view, from a design point of view. So here we infuse consultation into a first few of our services and we package it and provide it to our clients.
In less than just 3.5 years of operations, Togglehead catered to over 400 clients and designed more than 60 digital campaigns in India.
One of the most iconic campaigns which I'm really proud of executing is the diesel campaign, where we use influencer marketing to the fullest. There are multiple challenges such as not having any digital assets. Even though this challenge was present, we still went ahead and roped in celebrities, bloggers to wear our t-shirt and take pictures and put it up on Instagram, where we reached about 22 million people without having a handle, which I think was a great achievement for Togglehead as an agency.
Delivering services to domestic as well as international brands, Togglehead turned out to be the dark horse of the Indian startup ecosystem. But what makes this startup sustainable in this competitive space?
Okay, the first question that comes to my mind currently is why Togglehead? How does this name justify the kind of work that you do here?
So Togglehead actually, it's a great concept that three of us worked on 3.5 years ago. We sat down together, we thought of a name. I think we spent months, coming up with the word toggle, and all of this derived from us playing PlayStation. So toggle in literal sense also means to shift, paradigm shift. So how to evolve and keep shifting your focus between digital and your 360 communications approach. That's the reason why we went ahead with this name.
Right. So give us an idea about the kind of different services you provide at Togglehead.
We have a wide variety of services, starting from the logo inception to digital marketing entirely. We actually work on everything online when it comes to marketing for a brand. Social media marketing, website design and development, mobile app development. We also manage campaigns as a whole. We do SEM, SEO, a lot of online marketing, ads, influencer marketing tie-ups. All of this entails our services.
Speaking of campaigns, do you think Digital India campaign essentially help companies like Togglehead grow?
So the Digital India campaign, which was actually carried out by the government, didn't actually benefit us directly, but it has so indirectly. A lot of people around the country, people who actually didn't understand digital that well, the curiosity levels in them have particularly risen with regards to digital. There are more requests, there are more inquiries when it comes to digital marketing. I think this has benefited the entire industry as a whole.
Alright, so when it comes to digital marketing, where do you think India stands vis-a-vis the Western world?
So currently India is a growing economy, and I think that also is proportional in the digital segment. With regards to the marketing segment in terms of the allocation of budgets, I think more and more is being allocated towards digital spends year on year. That's also primarily because people have realized that people in India are spending majority of their time online as opposed to offline as well. It's more trackable as well. It's more result and focus driven, which is why people are allocating more budgets. They get to see the exact ROI.
Alright, but help me understand how difficult or easy is it to woo an Indian client, considering there is a perception that Indian brands are not too well versed with digital marketing solutions.
That's not particularly true actually. A lot of the Indian marketers nowadays have a great sense of digital marketing as a whole. This wasn't the case, I'd say 2.5, 3 years ago when we started off. Right. I think the first earlier sessions, briefing meetings were more of us briefing clients of what digital marketing is and how it's going to be beneficial for them. Okay. Now, however, briefing meetings are more of the client explaining what they want for digital for us, at least giving us the guidelines, and then we go ahead and work out the digital strategy basis their brief.
With the USP of holistic 360-degree social media brand solutions and attention to detail for each and every brand, Togglehead has its eyes set on the future.
A study reveals that the female population in India between 15 to 59 years is around 400 million, and a Delhi-based startup has hit upon a business idea to cater to this market. Model on Birchbox in the US, My Envy Box in India is becoming a favorite amongst urban women with its curated boxes of feminine delights. Libza Manan has a story for us.
Jewellery and makeup, definitely a woman's best friend. So imagine treating yourself with boxes of international beauty products and designer jewellery for every month. You don't believe me, right? Well, My Envy Box is on a mission to pamper all you busy ladies out there.
Beautiful made in India jewellery. Luxury beauty brands from Burt's Bees to Chloe to Shiseido. This is what India's brand-conscious women can expect in their My Envy Box.
So Rishi, tell us what prompted you to bring the beauty box subscription business to the Indian market?
We were sitting in Paris with Julie, my co-founder, and we were trying to figure out what to do next. I knew I wanted to start an online business. And eventually we met an investor who kind of thought about saying, why don't you think of a beauty box in India? And my background was climate change. And I kind of scoffed at the idea and let it go. And the more we kind of thought about it and looked at the market, it looked like a pretty interesting model. So we eventually came back, started the company in 2012 and launched in October 2013.
So Rishi, tell us, what surprises can a consumer expect in her monthly beauty box?
There's two typical types of users for a beauty box. Right? One is the aspirational user who really wants to try the brands that they can't typically go out and buy. They also, in tier 2, tier 3 cities, don't have the access to those brands. They don't have access to a Clinique, a Givenchy, a Prada. They don't have it. The second type of a customer is city dwelling, tier 1, loves her products, can buy whatever she wants, but does this as a surprise. It's a great surprise gift to yourself.
The jewelry box, which is a wholly made in India tag, was introduced after the beauty box subscription. So give us more insights into the jewelry box.
Roughly 6 months ago, we also launched a second category, which was jewelry. Designer jewelry made in India, typically handcrafted, only Indian designers. And what we looked at was there's a lot of small niche Indian designers who are coming up with fantastic designs. But they just don't have the retail infrastructure to push their products out. And for each one of these small brands to market their product in a large-scale manner across India, it's extremely expensive. So that's where a company like MyNVBox fits in, because we actually position ourselves as a digital and experiential marketing agency for brands, whether it be beauty brands or now designer jewelry brands.
Today, which are the markets that you're typically catering to?
Delhi, Bombay are still the biggest markets for us. They're roughly about 40% of our total orders. And the rest come from pretty much all over the country. And the places I'd never heard of, didn't know they existed. So it's quite interesting to find. And some of the returns we get, feedback we get, some of the most positive feedback we get are from tier 2, tier 3 cities where they've just not had access to an Estée Lauder or a Clinique or a Givenchy product.
Going ahead, do you have any special edition of boxes in mind that you want to add under the brand's umbrella?
New editions that keep coming up, new designers that keep coming up, but I think the thing we're most excited about is we're going to launch internationally soon. And that's a piece we're super excited about. We're going to take some of the best of India out to the global audience.
My name is Julie Ousley and I'm a co-founder and creative director at MyNVBox.
Passion for entrepreneurship made Julie Ousley plunge into starting up with 2 ventures in the beauty space internationally. Today, this European businesswoman aims to repeat the success saga of her French brand Fluzen in the Indian market.
So indeed, there are a lot of subscription boxes, but our positioning since the beginning is to be on the luxury and prestige market. So our curation and selection of international, but also Indian brands is very picky, and we really want to offer the best service for the brand itself and the best experience also for the consumer. So this is how I think, as being a very niche segment in the big market, we also manage to make the difference with other subscription boxes.
This luxury subscription brand delivers its curated box of carefully chosen delights after the 15th of every month. Offering a range of optional subscriptions to suit all pockets, MyNVBox is today giving the country's female population more reasons to feel beautiful within and seize that moment with the click of a button.
Completely out of time then on this episode of The Leaders of Tomorrow. You can always write in to us with any comments or feedback you have on The Leaders of Tomorrow at timesgroup.com. You can reach us on social media using the hashtag LOT or call us on that number which is on your screen. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.